Anthony and Me, Romantic Searchers. As you move through this life and this world, you change things slightly. You leave marks behind, however small, and in return life and travel leaves marks on you. Most of the time those marks on your body or on your heart are beautiful. Often though, they hurt. Anthony Bourdain. I first heard of Anthony Bourdain when I was hiding away in Europe, trying to be a writer, failing at almost everything. I was immediately hooked and became fascinated by his shows, his books, his style, and his overall persona. He was everything I wanted to be: a chef, a traveler, a writer, and a rebel. His unapologetic attitude towards life, food, and everything in between inspired me to follow my dreams and pursue my own passions. Over the years, I followed his career closely, from his early days as a line cook to his rise to fame after Kitchen Confidential, and then as a TV personality, roving the world. His love of Marseille was my love too. I admired his willingness to take risks, his curiosity about the world, and his ability to connect with people from all walks of life. He was an icon, an authentic voice that I yearned to be. He was a man who would look you in the eyes and tell you straight up. He loved fine food, and he loved his In-N-Out burgers. A complicated but authentic palate and mind. I often fantasized about meeting Anthony. He walks into the room, a restaurant of my choosing in Corsica, Chez Séraphin. I'm sitting watching him, my fourth glass of red already in me. And like Boswell commenting on Napoleon, I say, "Now, there goes a man." As much as I admired Anthony Bourdain, I also knew he had his demons, like I had and have my own. He looked after his body but also suffered from hard hangovers. Me too. He experienced addiction, depression, and a sense of loneliness that seemed to haunt him, even as he traveled the world and met countless people. Me too. Nothing could fill that existential void. He seemed to have it all, but he didn't have what he really wanted: peace of mind. It's a big lesson for us all. He was a complex, troubled man, and that tragic aspect of his life even made him more enchanting to me. When he went over to the other side in 2018, I was devastated. I felt like I'd lost a friend, even though we had never met in person. I know his suicide was a shock to many people, but for me it was a personal tragedy. I felt like I'd lost a piece of myself, and it made me dig deeper into myself and my own issues. Love, crazy love, can do many things to a person. Anthony went all in. His one-time river card never came up. But as time went on, like it always does, I began to reflect on Anthony Bourdain's life and character. I realized that his legacy was much more than just his fame and his struggles. His legacy was of a man who lived life on his own terms. He followed his heart and his gut. He challenged the status quo and inspired so many people to be authentic, real, true. He was a kind of modern Albert Camus. I think he'd like that comparison. Anthony loved food, travel, and culture, but more importantly, he also loved people. People were his source of energy, however contradictory that may sound, given his shyness and troubled personality. He was a man who understood that the best way to understand the world was to talk to the people who lived in it, to eat the food they ate, and to see the world through their eyes. People gave Anthony a reason to go on. Respecting people and the journey. I think that's what made Anthony Bourdain so special to so many people. He wasn't just a celebrity chef or a travel show host. He was a storyteller, a philosopher, a cultural ambassador. He was a man who believed that the world was worth exploring and that the people in it were worth knowing. He was a man who wasn't afraid to be vulnerable, to admit his mistakes, to show his wounds and scars. He lived life in a messy fashion because that is what life is. Organic, crooked. Anthony also stood up for people. He had the backs of so many. For Argento and the struggles she had as a woman, I think of his visit to my beloved Nicaragua, his calling out the dictator there. He was a voice of courage. I remember well his words for Palestine and his scorn for the machine suppressing their freedom and dignity. He would not like the thug Russian leaders of today. He took the time to meet Nemtsov before they whacked him. He spoke his mind and tried to live life on his own terms. He had standards. He didn't suffer fools gladly. He was a Jesus figure in a crazy but so sane way. Anthony took his own life. I respect that immensely. He was a man living and dying on his own terms, as much as he could. I'm reminded of Breton's own words about taking the leap. To avoid the unlivable is not to flee life, but to throw oneself into it totally and irrevocably. Even though Anthony's gone, I feel like he's still with me in some strange way. We are about the same age, and when I watch him in his later years, I see a mirror of myself. The mop of gray hair, how he holds his head, his mannerisms and irreverence. I have an enduring connection. Often these days, I turn to his quotes to lift me up. They speak directly to me. I'll watch an episode of Parts Unknown munching on some junk food, and after, I'm reborn, alive, ready to face the world. His spirit is there, in a way I approach my life. His legacy remains too, in the hearts of the millions of people who were touched by his life and work. So to Anthony Bourdain, wherever he may be, I say thank you. You did what everyone has to do while here in this dream we call life. Pay it forward. Help others. Be a shining light, not a dull burning coal. He once said, "If I'm an advocate for anything, it's to move. As far as you can, as much as you can. Across the ocean or simply across the river. Walk in somebody else's shoes, or at least eat their food. It's a plus for everybody. Open your mind, get off the couch, move." Nice words. In 3 words, seize the day. It's there waiting for you. Go. Now. Anthony would approve.